Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Good morning. Christian Ballard with Ballard Sports Media, sports journalist at Ballard Sports Media. No, it's not the best appearance I've had, but I'm up and I had some things I wanted to get off my chest or really just kind of talk about regarding college football. I also noticed Lou did not go live this morning, so I figured I'd start something up. I'm probably not going to drop the link. If you have questions, put them in the comments. Thank you. If you're watching this back, appreciate you. Just at the very least, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up. It helps us out a lot here at Ballard Sports Media. I want to talk some NFL. I want to also talk up the Alabama Vanderbilt game. We'll save that for last. Let's get into the NFL. As you see by the title, the Broncos might push for the AFC West. Uh, it's not quite at the top there, but they are tied at 500, 2-2 with the Chiefs. The Chargers at 3-1. And I know that the reality would be that somehow the Chiefs are going to find a way to win. Okay, cool. That's something. But don't be surprised if you get like a wild card team or whatever in there. Or don't be surprised if Bo Nix and the Broncos or Justin Herbert and the Chargers are able to win this division. I feel like outside of the Raiders, this might be one of the more fun divisions to watch this year in football. I know that it does always start with like Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, but when you really dive into it, Bo Nix played a hell of a game last night. They're 0-2 on the road. They're 2-0 at home. The Chiefs are 2-2. They got it split home and away, 1-1. Um, I want to kind of look over last night's game against with the Broncos and is it the Jets? No. I'm sorry, they beat the Bengals. The Jets did play though. Um, Dolphins and Jets played. Interesting game there. Unfortunately, they lost Tyreek Hill. Dolphins got their first win of the season. That's great to see. 28-3, they beat the Bengals. Now, with that being said, Jake Browning was the quarterback. This was without Joe Burrow. You still had T. Higgins for the Bengals. You had Chase Brown running the ball. He looked okay. 40 yards on 10 carries. They really couldn't run the ball too well. But this offense for Denver is just explosive. I love J.K. Dobbins. I love Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix at quarterback. I didn't really like Bo Nix too much at Auburn because, of course, that's the last time Auburn beat Alabama. So, of course, as a freshman, he beat my team. But the next year at Auburn, I liked him. I love watching him play. I loved him at Oregon. I hate that he couldn't get a national title or anything in college, but hopefully he gets him a Super Bowl soon. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Denver's pushing for that. I'm not here to say completely that this is a Super Bowl team, but I will say that for Denver, they're on the right path if that is something they want to do, which why wouldn't you want to go all the way if you're the Broncos? You look at this game last night, again, we'll pull it up here. 28-3. Shout out to the Falcons. So 28-3 is your final score. 326 passing for Bo Nix. 2 touchdowns, a pick, 25 of 42. J.K. Dobbins on the ground looked pretty darn good. Running the ball, 16 carries, 101 yards. They just outgained the Bengals in this one. And we'll look at Denver's schedule too. So in this one, on Ballard Sports Media, this is my friend Chance from Alabama. right here. I think he changed his name to bring back Saban. Um, but it looks like I beat him. Or no, this is for this next week. I'm sorry. This is next week. But as far as this game goes, did I have anyone? I didn't. And he had Jamar Chase. So for the Bengals, who did not have a good game. The Bengals didn't. Jamar Chase, I I think played. Maybe he's hurt. I don't know. So they got a couple injuries. No, he did play. Pass short to Jamar Chase. Okay. So anyway, that being said, Denver looking like a Super Bowl contender right now. I'm not even going to say they're looking like a playoff team. Like they legit look really good, and it would not surprise me if they could go really far this year in the NFL. So I'm excited to see what the season brings for both of these teams. I like the Bengals too. I do want to see Joe Burrow get his I don't want to say like his vengeance. I think if it were like a Rams Bengals rematch of Super Bowl 56, that would be vengeance, in a Super Bowl. But I want to see he's due. Like I want to see him get it. He's obviously dealing with some stuff right now, which I want to check on that. I mean, is he? Gosh, don't tell me he's out for the season. Let me see. Injuries. Injured reserve. Turf toe, facing a 3-month absence. And that was on September 21st. So that was about 9 days ago. He'll be back hopefully in time for January. So, I mean, like, he'll be back around Christmas unless something crazy happens to him, right? So Joe Burrow will be back. It I don't know. Like, I feel like the Bengals, like, let me say this. I don't think that their backup is bad, like Jake Browning, who was formerly at Washington. The Huskies, who led them to the playoffs against Alabama that one year. He's been around a couple different teams, I think. So I don't think he's bad, but he's not Joe Burrow. He's not the leader for the Bengals. Can he be a leader somewhere else on a team? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not ready to say yes or no on that. But clearly, you saw, even though credit Denver's defense with Pat Surtain and company, you saw um, you, you saw the effects of not having Joe Burrow as your leader for Cincinnati. Now, I'm not saying that without him they can't score. That's not what I'm saying. I'm also not saying that they're only 3 points good uh, without him. But it wasn't, even outside of the score, it just wasn't productive last night. So there's that. That's my 2 cents on the NFL for this morning. Um, Broncos might push for the AFC West. We'll see. They got a little bit ways to go. They are tied for second right now in the division at 2-2. They are 500 with the Chiefs. They got to get past the Chiefs. They got to get past the Chargers, the Raiders. Just beat the teams they got to beat. What's next for them on the schedule? We'll look at it real quick. I don't really like saying tough or easy schedules in the NFL, even though I know it's a factor. You got the Eagles just beat my Buccaneers. I was at that game for a little bit, then it got too hot. We went home. But they go to the Eagles on Sunday. We'll see what they do there. They might take a loss. The Jets, 9:30 game. Is this this is in London. Okay. I like this. The Jets, they'll beat. So let's say they're at 3-3 after those next two games, unless they find a way to get Philadelphia. You'd be 4-2. Giants, Dallas, Houston. Anyway, I think it's a manageable schedule. I mean, they got some tough games, but I think if the Broncos find a way to win, like, 8 or 9 games, they're borderline wild card. Well, 17 games, so I think you gotta go 9 or 10. 9 or 10, maybe 11 wins. They're a borderline wild card team. If they finish behind the Chiefs in the division, they'll be good. They'll be good. So I wanted to talk about that this morning. And then let's also, uh let's also real quick give our thoughts on, Vandy and Alabama, you know? Pull this up. So Vanderbilt goes to Alabama, a top 20 matchup, 10 versus 16. Alabama looking good since that loss to Florida State. The only difference is Vandy is undefeated with an SEC victory on their belt already over South Carolina. Big win, too, 31-7, as you see. Uh, I I don't know what to say on this matchup. I mean, I'll come on here and kind of give a prediction, but just to kind of give my thoughts on this matchup, you got Ty Simpson versus Diego Pavia. Eli Stowers is a good tight end for for Vandy. I mean, their main go-to receiver, one of their only receivers that they have. Not to take anything away from anybody else, they got some good talented guys, but to be a tight end and have 301 receiving yards and 22 receptions. I mean, if Diego Pavia can find him open in this game, it's going to be a long day for the Alabama secondary. This is not a night game, but this is a 3:30 kickoff for the Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa. They're back at home after a big win over Georgia. Close, but still, I think going on the road to get Georgia, snapping a home game win streak, pretty good. Um, Jeremy Bernard, the lead receiver, 310. Obviously, with Ryan Williams not having the best start to the season, them being out a game or two. LT Overton leads in sacks for Alabama. This Vandy defense actually worries me with those numbers. This edge defender they got, Capers, what's his name? Miles Capers has 3.5 sacks, leads the team. You have CJ Hurd, the safety, with 23 tackles. To their credit, they have played some interesting teams. I think it's somewhat well, no, it's not even. It's really not even. They've played 2 power teams in Virginia Tech and South Carolina on the road though. Um, and we've played 3. One of them at home. We lost to Florida State, didn't look good that first week. I'm not a big believer after they lost to Virginia, Florida State. What are you doing? Making us look bad. But I think for this game here for Alabama and Vandy, you kind of put what's happened this season aside. Vandy's undefeated, sure, but they've had an easier path. Bama has the one loss to Florida State. Okay, they won their SEC opener. Great. It was close. It's just so much about this game. There was beef in the offseason. There was Ryan Williams versus Diego Pavia. You're going to kill an ant with a sledgehammer. Diego Pavia came out and didn't really talk trash, but he said something about like he said something along the lines of I believe in this team and we could go win a national title. And then was it him? Someone this offseason had said, and it might have been Vandy, it might not have been. But I want to say someone on Vandy, like Diego Pavia said, they don't have Nick Saban stable. Someone did say that this offseason. I think if you know who I'm talking about, let me know. But for this game with Vandy, it's going to be a fun atmosphere at Bryant Denny, 3:30 kickoff. I look at this game. I don't have banners for it or anything, but I would say this could be a revenge win for Alabama. I feel like if there's a quarterback we face that can get to our offense or get to our defense, I should say, like, even though I give Tommy Castellanos and Florida State credit for week 1, even though it already happened, I feel like there might be another game on the schedule, and it's this one. I think it is Pavia. He's their lead rusher, he's their lead passer. He's only got 3 picks, 13 touchdowns. He's got 48 carries, 2 touchdowns, 294 yards rushing on the ground. So he's got more rushing yards as a quarterback than Alabama's run game. And they've run the ball quite a bit, but also they've given it to Simpson a little bit more to air it out, right? Score prediction, like I said, don't have a banner for this. I think Alabama gets the victory, but I think it's going to be a hard fought game. I really do. I'm going to go, ooh, I'll go basic score here. Maybe you're looking at some offense on both sides. I don't think Alabama has their best defensive game, although they could. I oh, let's say 31 for Alabama, 28 for Vandy. I feel like late defense gets it done. Top 20 matchup, SEC Nation. College game day is going to be there in T Town. They've already announced it. I think it lives up to the hype and expectation. I really do. I feel like Pavia's on a roll. I feel like Simpson, Kevin Riley, Jam Miller. I mean, shades of him a little bit, talked about returning soon. Um, Jeremy, Ryan Williams. I could go down the list. Then you look at the defensive side with LT Overton and company. It's just Alabama has a talent advantage all around. Um, but the leadership of Diego Pavia keeps them in this game. And just going basic score 31-28, something like that. I wish Alabama would have a monster game against Vandy defensively, and it's very possible. But I don't think Diego Pavia is the guy I want to bet against right now in terms of having a good game. I take Alabama to win, but I also would be careful if you're looking at it as Bama's going to win because they're going to shut down this offense for the Commodores. I don't think that. I think it's possible, but it's not something I want to bet on. They ran all over us last year. I feel like they're doing the same thing to teams already this year, and I feel like they'll do it again. However, Alabama defensively could come up with a stop or put together a game-winning drive because I'm also not a big believer in Vandy's defense. But we'll see. All right. So there's that. I'm gonna have to do some AI clips or shorts for that one and just kind of clip that whole segment. We'll get it out. Count my preview. I know I didn't do a banner or anything, but it happens. Whatever. Screw it. What other good games are on? We do our pick'ems already. Uh, the pick'ems are open. Go ahead. We'll pick. Be about 59 total points for Bama, Vandy, I guess. So I don't know. I do have to get out of here, so I'm gonna do these pick'ems, and maybe I'll let you guys know on a show later this week what I picked. I'll run through them real quick on my own. I mean, you got some good games in here that I just don't know about yet. I mean, Miami, Florida State, UCF, Kansas could be fun. Washington at Maryland. Um, what else you got? Virginia at Louisville. Texas at Florida. Texas has not looked all that great. They're 3-1. They have only the loss to Ohio State. They have not lived up to what we thought they would be this year, though. That could be a trap game in the swamp. I doubt it because it's Sunbelt Billy we're talking about, but I don't know. Iowa State, do they take their first loss at Cincinnati? There's some good games to pick. I'm gonna do these pick'ems at some point. I'll probably save them for a future show. Let's do tomorrow if we can on the Christian Ballard show. We'll do them. So yeah, yeah, we'll do that. We'll save them for the CB show tomorrow. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. 20 minutes talking up some NFL and college football. Nothing wrong with that. I always enjoy it. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. God bless. Love y'all. Jesus loves you. Like I said, got to remind you again because some of y'all need that encouragement. We'll see you next time here at BSN. Thanks.